Welcome to ECTV Live and another show with David DeCosmo. I'm Judge Tom Munley, and we're here today to do another one of our wonderful shows, Dave. And I say it all the time, we're getting great response. We have a great guest for today, Maureen McGuigan, who's the Deputy Director of Arts and Culture for Lackawanna County. I know Maureen, I know her for a long time. I know how hard she works, David, and I know the following she has in arts and culture in Lackawanna County. I know that people really like her a lot and they know what she does. And a lot of people come to her events simply because of Maureen. That's how people know her on a first name basis. That's true. That's true. Welcome, Maureen McGuigan, to our show.
It's an honor to be here. This is such a cool show.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you very much.
And Maureen brings with her today a microphone that we've got to put on, because otherwise this will be silent footage, and that just won't work, Maureen.
That's right. I could pantomime, maybe.
You know it was nice. We missed the part where Maureen said,
See, you said I was savvy.
She said it's an honor to be here. So, Maureen, you don't have to say it again, because we know that you're happy to be here, and we know what you add to this event.
Making it more
You're a wonderful
grand entrance.
She is TV savvy. She does a lot of television, David.
And she's bringing today information really about a whole lot of subjects. I mean, often we focus on one event that's coming up, but thankfully, Maureen, you're going to be talking with us about a number of different events that are literally right around the corner, both time-wise and geographically as well. And the first and the main one, I think, that we want to focus on today would be a project which is called Arts in the Park. First of all, a little bit of background of what is Arts in the Park.
Well, there are 4 county parks, which a lot of people don't even realize. And a few years ago, when I first started, Bill Davis, our Director of Parks and Rec, and I were talking about ways to get more people into the parks during the week, because a lot of people utilize them on the weekend, but you know, sometimes it's harder to get people during the week. So we came up, and our mission of the Arts and Culture Department is to bring arts and culture to the people. So it was a nice kind of partnership. We decided to do Wednesdays, 4 Wednesdays at 2 of our county parks that are really more set up for these kinds of activities. So we decided to do it 2 times at McDade Park and 2 times at Merle-Sarnoski, which is a beautiful park up in Greenfield Township outside of Carbondale. And it's grown since there. The first one, you know, started off small, kind of grassroots, but now it's just grown into a really lively program.
And this is a program that do you invite people to show off their arts? Do you actually teach?
We actually teach. It's very much of a come and go activity. It's 10 to noon, but we wanted that free-flowing feeling that you could come to the park, you could play on the great playgrounds or take a swim up at Merle and then come and do the arts activities. So, you know, it's not a place where people just come to look at art per se. It's where we have professional working artists and our community organizations such as the library teaching kids art activities.
I see that you've been kind enough to bring some
yeah.
photos from some of the events here, and this particular one, we see some youngsters who are doing some painting.
Printmaking, yeah. That was last year. The Everhart did some printmaking. Again, the best activities are kind of, we want them to be quality, but we also want them to be easy and accessible for everybody since we're in a park setting. So that was great. It was different natural, I think she had fish or something. You could do a print of it on the paper.
I think you brought one of those two. We'll show that in a moment or two. This just opened to anybody that wants to come?
Yeah, this, you know, the Arts and Culture Department is supported by our taxpayers here in Lackawanna County, and it's just a great thing. It's the money for the people to benefit through arts and culture. That's our mission. It's really simple. Our access to arts and culture for all residents of Lackawanna County. So this is free for everyone.
Right, and that's impressive, David and Maureen, because Lackawanna County has money set aside for arts and culture.
Right.
And people are starting to take advantage of that opportunity, aren't they? Years ago, they really didn't, but now they are.
Well, it's pretty new. In 2004, it was set up by the previous administration who did a great job setting it up. And, you know, it was very new. We're the only county in Pennsylvania that has this arts and culture tax. And now it's just grown. Here we are 6 years later, and we've built on what they started, and we've started new programs. So it is a really great thing that benefits the people here.
And Maureen, is this how you get your message out, by television and by radio and newspaper?
Yeah, and now with social media, we do have a Facebook page. Lackawanna County has one that we put these up, and word of mouth, of course, helps a lot once people find out about it. We collected a contact list from last year's Art in the Park, so we, are trying to keep in touch with people who have attended our events. The library promotes our stuff, so yeah, there's still a lot of people I think that don't know about us, but it certainly has grown tremendously.
Well, Maureen, I'm still the old news hound, so I would be remiss if I didn't suggest that there are certain people who might say that with all of the problems today that governments face and taxation levels being what they are, that art would not be particularly a high priority in government, be it city, be it county, be it state. We know that the state budget has cut a lot of funding for some projects that really involved art. So with that in mind, why are the arts so important, be it at a county, a city, or even a state level?
Well, it's the quality of life. I mean, imagine if there were no libraries, no music, or imagine if you had to pay exorbitant fees to see that all the time. So, having your county help sponsor some of these things allows you to experience that, and it can change your life. Like a child coming to this may discover they have a certain talent for painting that they didn't know about, or they'll just have a beautiful memory that they came with their parent or guardian or grandparent. I mean, that's so important for human development. The arts is not just something fluffy, even though I certainly love art for art's sake, but it's also helps build our character, helps create a healthy community, makes us feel good, adds some life. I mean, if you're ever down here for First Fridays, that's something the county funds. I mean, the whole city comes alive.
And Judge, if I may interject something here too, we talked about the economic situation. I was surprised one time just checking the local newspaper to find how many events are held that are absolutely free to the public. And at a time when it's tough for some people financially, it's good to know that there's a whole lot of things that you can go and see and enjoy and not really either pay anything or certainly get something that is not very expensive. Now, along that line, and we'll stay with Arts in the Park throughout the program, I'm sure, but there's another thing that you are talking about today, which is county concerts, and that is a free performance. How does that work? Where is that held?
We have a number of concerts, and I have to say that Commissioners O'Brien, Washoe, and Munchak were very dedicated to trying to make the downtown come alive, and also having people be able to experience these things for free. So we've always had the noontime concerts, which are on Fridays at noon this year over on the Linden Street side. But this year, especially Commissioner Washoe was very passionate about bringing big music downtown on Saturday nights to get people not only to experience the music, but to shop and eat and play downtown. So this year we did launch, actually it started last week, the Saturday night back-to-back concert series. So we started with Gene Dempsey, and they're on the North Washington side of the courthouse, which is just beautiful. And that's from last year. We did one concert last year, and it was so successful.
We've got another photo here to offer. This is a Gene Dempsey?
That was Gene last year, and we brought him back again because it was so successful. So we had a great crowd again on Saturday, and then we had the Poets, the party band. And this week, coming up, we have the Upper Valley Winds Ensemble, which is just beautiful. Pat Marcinko Sr. runs that, and then followed by Take Five.
Okay.
So,
and you know what's wonderful, David? Sometimes there's nothing more depressing for a city when you drive through the city at night. There's not one soul to be seen. No. This is an amazing thing, to drive through Scranton on a night when, actually, like Maureen said, when people are out and they don't have to pay, like you said, exorbitant prices.
I should say it's a partnership with the city, which I think is fantastic.
That's
At
right.
the press conference last week, we had the commissioners and Mayor Doherty talk about their commitment to the downtown and
by the way, if I may interject too, I think many of the people who watch us regularly know that although our initial presentation is live from the ECTV studios in downtown Scranton, that the program is repeated at noon and at midnight throughout the week, with the exception of the day that City Council meetings are broadcast. And immediately following this program this week, you'll be seeing video from one of those concerts that was shot by ECTV, and perhaps we'll be able to throw in that news conference as well, where the county commissioners explain just what the concert series is all about and how it works, where it is, so that in a sense ECTV Live be expanded a little bit.
Well, that's what's so great. I mean, television is such a wonderful medium. Now 80,000 people can experience the concerts.
That's right.
So that's
and
even
people
better.
watch this show, Maureen.
I know.
David, there's not a day that goes by when several people stop me and say, "Oh, I watched you and David DeCosmo on the show. I'm going to attend the event that the two of you talked about." And so people are watching it, David. And I'm sure a lot of people already know Maureen from her TV appearances. I've seen her on TV several times. So I think this is going to be a great success. And arts and cultures, we've done shows on art and culture before. And I think, but I love this idea of Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Where you get the people out. And the poets are a big draw.
And it was such a beautiful night, and hopefully we'll have another
now,
beautiful night.
do they come with former Mayor Connors too, who I think loves to join in with Johnny Be Good?
Yeah, but somebody told Mayor Connors to change the song. He's got to come up with a different song. So I think he has a different song now. He does.
Well, you have to expand your repertoire occasionally. I just think the concert idea is great. Again, something to get people out and be able to see these things.
So they'll run till the end of July, and who knows, if they're very successful, maybe we'll be able to expand them next year. So.
Now back to Arts in the Park. As a matter of fact, here's that, I believe.
Well, this is a new one, actually. This is soap art. This is something Lisa Temples, who's a local artist and teaches at Riverside Art, will be doing that in August at our August Art in the Parks. We have the artists come to both. We have them do one session at McDade and one at Merle.
What's soap art?
I guess you take the soap and she has the kids rub the paper, and you can create
so sort of
art
a tracing
from soap.
kind of?
Yeah, somehow it's a little like printmaking. You're right.
You know, the kids
you
must come away with a great feeling after they accomplish something like this.
They do, and the artists are wonderful. They come up with these creative but simple and interesting projects that the kids can take with them. So that's one of them that people will have in August. They can come.
Now you glanced over something, and we want to spend a little bit of time on. You said that one of the Arts in the Parks project is at a park that a lot of people don't know about.
Merle Sarnoski is an absolute gem of a park, tucked away up there outside Carbondale. I mountain bike up there. It's a great mountain biking park, but it's just beautiful. It's serene, and we will be up there on July 28th and August 18th, down by the lake there under the pavilion. So it's really a gorgeous park. People need directions. It can be a little tricky to find, but it's kind of off of 107. But they can call our office if people would like directions.
Now, what's available at that particular park?
There's a lake for swimming, there's hiking trails, there's mountain biking, there's picnic tables. I think there's some parks to play, some grass to play Frisbee and soccer. So, and then we'll be providing arts activities again on the 2 days.
You know what I noticed, David, because all families really take part in this.
Yeah.
The whole family's coming, the mother, father, children.
And then the Boys and Girls Club we also have invite organizations. So the Boys and Girls Club is coming this week, and probably the greater Carbondale Y, because they're close to Merle up there in Carbondale. They'll be coming. So
we know about
people ice fish there too. I don't know if I did bring one of our murals that we're going to be painting at the park. So my volunteer in our committee, Elisa Scazafabo, did all 4 seasons. So
that is this enormous mural sitting off to my
yeah, she made a big effort to get it here. So I want to. So kids can paint. This is obviously winter. So we were talking about activities in the park that people do in winter, and people do cross country ski. I forgot to mention that at both McDade and Merle, and ice fishing at Merle.
So the kids will be painting this?
Yes. So yeah, that's
Maureen, you said there's 4 parks. There's McDade.
Yes.
There's Merle Sarnoski.
And there's Aylesworth in German.
Aylesworth in German, and I know where that is.
And then there's Covington, which is not ready yet, but there was a big press announcement.
But Aylesworth, I know it was money was just spent to remodel it, and it's a beautiful park.
It is.
But I don't think it's used much yet. So what
well,
plans?
That was a park, if I'm not mistaken, there was some problems there with the folks that was run by a trust or something like that, and they were really running into financial hardship, and the county literally
Took over
stepped
several
in
years ago,
and
right.
saved that park.
Yes, and now it is beautiful.
It's
And there is a beautiful
beautiful.
pavilion there. And who knows, now that it's more ready, perhaps we'll expand Art in the Park for that park, since we could certainly do activities there as well.
Because I have driven up to Aylesworth Park with my son Logan and my wife, but nobody was there. Like I mean, that was in the last couple months. And unfortunately, people aren't using it yet. But
I think,
I'm
though, the
hoping
pavilion is being booked, from what I
Oh,
understand
good.
from Bill Davis.
And there's
So I
fishing
think-
there.
Yes, there's fishing, and I actually need to explore more. I have been back there on my bicycle, and it is really pretty.
it's
and
a
it's
pretty.
like,
Dave, were you ever at Aylesworth
Yes, as
Park?
a matter of fact, I did a whole lot of stories on that
and,
park.
and it was a coal mining. It was near a little coal mining
There is
town,
an
yeah.
actual reclamation site, which is technically on the park property, but actually off to where people wouldn't necessarily see it too much, and
Right.
some sort of a device there to clean the water.
Right.
And again, the county stepped in to get
Yeah.
that all in order. These are resources. We're
Yeah.
not getting new ones, so you want to preserve what you have.
Right.
And it's good to see that that's being done in that park setting. With regard to the arts project now, and we talked about the kids that participate and whether they're painting that mural or coming
Right.
up with soap art or such. Can a family just come out to this Arts in the Park and do they pre-register?
No, and that's one of the challenges, and I had a great committee that I just have to recognize. It's certainly not just me sitting in my office doing this. Elisa did the mural, and Nicole Barber from the Chambers on that committee. Lori Mecca is one of our council members. They really did. We decided to keep it. It's a hard balance because they don't register, because I think that would take away from it, and I don't want to make it super formal, but it's difficult to say, well, how many people are going to show up?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a balancing act, but this year we booked more artists to ensure that because last year we had about 50 kids at McDade, and I'm expecting more this year. So we want to make enough, it's a rotating type of thing, so we wanted to make sure we had enough artists and activities that the children would have something to do. There's also a playground right there, so there's other activities you can do in the park, but it is challenging, and then knowing what kind of ages are going to come and trying to make it interesting for everyone, but it seems to work.
Do you find that people who come to the park just to use the park stumble across Arts in the Park?
Yes, they do. That does happen quite a bit, and then they'll find out about it, and we hope that they'll come back then to the next one. So there's some of that. A lot of people, do read about it in the paper and, come out for it, and we'll hopefully have return customers this year.
No, I noticed McDade Park is probably the one that draws the most
Yeah,
people.
it is,
Yeah.
right.
Because when I go to McDade Park, and I go to McDade Park once in a
Mm-hmm.
while just to walk around, it's a beautiful place again. But there's always a lot of people at McDade Park.
Yes, that is definitely the bigger, I don't know if it's it's not bigger geographically, but more well-known. So that one we're really gearing up for. And the library is great. They come and do activities, as does the Everhart and the Cultural Center. This year we have the Endless Mountain Raptors program. It's going to bring birds. They're coming at the end of July and in August. So we've added a lot of different things. It is arts, but we also do have some yoga and juggling and just some fun
When
stuff.
you say cult, Maureen, do you ever get involved with any acting groups or anything like that to do free shows at parks or?
We haven't. That's come up at some of our arts council meetings. We have an advisory council because we do a lot with music, and we've talked about maybe in the future expanding into offering some free theater. Right now, the county doesn't personally sponsor that. Some of the groups we fund, I think, do some free programming. We did have theater last year. This year we're having yoga instead of theater, but. And what else? I'm trying to think if we have anything else. But yeah, that's Agnes Cummings of Scranton Public Theater.
Right.
Oh, sure.
She acts with them doing a Little Red Riding Hood game.
Agnes is a great actress.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
I always say, I've acted as a judge in a play that
Yeah.
Bob Schlesinger wrote, and Agnes was in the play. In my opinion, Agnes she should be on Broadway or something.
Oh,
That's
she's
how good
great.
she is.
Yeah, she's wonderful. So she came out last year. We try to mix it up every year, and try different activities. And this year we're doing some more dance too. We have an Egyptian dancer coming on the first one, Diana Shaheen. So she'll be doing dance with the kids too.
And I think you also gave us a. Now this.
Oh, I just love that
this is-
picture.
this
I just
isn't
wanted
Arts
to
in the
bring
Park
that's
per
not
se, is it?
no, but it's again something the county funds that I wasn't sure people knew about.
What is it?
It's music at the farmers market that we sponsor. This will, July 26th, I think, is a Monday. That'll be our first one. It's 1 to 2:30 every Monday. So when you go and do your shopping to get your squash blossoms and zucchini and other things, you can have some free, sort of that, it's strolling musicians. So it's that down-homey bluegrass music. And that's Mark Woodyat and playing the violin and leaping up there in the air.
David,
and
can
Deirdre White.
Can you jump like that, David?
No, but I know about 3 songs on the harmonica. I can
See,
promise.
we could book you. We do pay our artists because that's one of our missions is to support artists. So everybody, unless they want to volunteer, which is, but we do pay our artists.
Well, that leads into another
perform,
question
yeah.
that I had, which is how dependent is the whole program on volunteers?
Oh, I do rely a lot on my volunteers, like my committee, to set it up. And then the day of, I mean, so many people are descending on you at the park. We have great volunteers that just help us coordinate, direct the people, work the registration table. We always have water and apples, so they hand out. So, I mean, I have some amazing volunteers at the Arts and Culture Department that we wouldn't be able to run as well as we do because we're a small staff, and we also oversee the Electric City Trolley Museum, so we have our hands full. So I rely a lot on the volunteers, and they're all very passionate about this, and they want to make this work for the residents of Lackawanna.
Where's your
County.
office, Maureen? Where do you work? You work
Our
out of-
office is in the Electric City
Right in
Trolley
the Electric
Museum, which
City,
is just
okay.
a fun place to be. I'm down there behind the mall, 300 Cliff Street, so it's another fun activity you can do in the summer. The trolley is running now.
How is it? The trolley's doing well also. I hear-
We've increased our numbers tremendously.
Now
so
let
we're
me
really
plug
happy with
another
it.
program then, because I do
Yeah.
another program on ECTV called People, Places, and
Oh, that's
Things.
right.
And the latest production, which is just about done with our final editing now, will be on the Trolley Museum. Arts in the Park begins,
This Wednesday, Bastille Day, July 14th, 10 to noon over at McDade. And then we'll be up at Murley on July 28th. Same time, always Wednesdays, always 10 to noon. And then we'll be back at McDade August 4th and back at Murley August 18th. So we do 4 of them. And again, if people, it is on our website. You can go to lackawannacounty.org. There's a PDF of the activities. You can also just call us, 963-6590, extension 102 is my
Good. Say that
number.
number again. That-
963-6590, extension 102 is my personal number. So if you have questions, feel free to call. Or like I said, check out the website.
and again, we should stress, there's no cost if a
Free.
parent wants to bring
Especially in these economic times, I think it's
Yeah.
great to have this because you can have lots of staycations around here that are affordable.
That's the
and
key.
Free is
It's
the best.
free. That's the key. People, David, I have a lot of friends people I know in my little town. They're not going on vacation this year. They can't afford it,
Right.
and they want to take their children someplace. This is a great thing to do for the kids.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You spend a
It's a
couple
lot of
days
work.
at different parks.
But
The
when you
kid-
see everybody, it's great.
Yeah. I think, and you said the children can go for a swim in the
Yeah.
parks, and can people swim at Murley? So they can
They
swim
can
at
swim at Murley. They
Sarnaski?
can't swim at
They
McDade, but
can't
there's
swim
that
at
beautiful playground there now, the
Right.
boundless playground.
Right,
there
but they
that-
can swim at Murley
right.
Sarnaski.
Yeah.
and back to the concerts for just a second.
Oh, yeah?
Those have already started.
They've started, but we have 3 more this Saturday. They'll be every Saturday up till the end of July, starting at 5:30 and ending at 10:30 with a break in between. 5:30 to 7:30 a break, and then 8:30 to 10:30 a second band.
But you have moved the site this year.
Well, those bands are so big, we have to do them on the North Washington side.
Okay.
But also, you can come out for music on Friday afternoons, 12 to 1, on the Linden Street side. There's like rock bands.
So
and smaller bands.
during a lunch break,
And that's an old-time county program. That's been going
Right,
on for
right.
years. Yeah.
And who performs?
Well, that's another thing. If people want to contact our office, we do try to support local musicians. So we book different bands, ranging from rock bands. We had a
Right.
jazz band last
Right.
week. So we try to mix it up a little bit.
No, this show is live, so people are watching it live now. So Saturday, this coming Saturday.
Right.
Who's the
Upper Valley Wind Ensemble from
Upper Valley
5:30
Wind
to
Ensemble,
7:30, and
5:30.
then Take 5, which is more party wedding type band music. So.
Do you need more help in putting these various programs on?
If anybody wants to volunteer, again, we never turn volunteers away. We'll find something that matches what they like to do, because I think that's important, finding the right fit for people. But certainly Art in the Park, we still could use more people, and we have several other county programs we run. So again, if they want to contact me at that phone number, or we have an email, arts, Lackawanna, ARTS, LACKAWANNA
All right, David, I'm getting the notice that we're almost out of time.
It's gone
Maureen,
again.
that time, our time
I
flew
know.
by.
I thought it kissed the Blarney Stone.
30 minutes flew by. And
Thank you so much. This was
Maureen,
great.
it was a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Dave DeCosmo, my co-host. David, as usual, you're better than ever.
Glad to be here
You
again.
know, I think the more television that David does, the better he gets.
He
David and I
does,
worked
he's so
together for several
professional.
years at WYOU. We're on every day together, just about. And you're getting better, Dave, as time goes by.
You're so.
Vintage wine.
Yeah. Well, Maureen McGuigan,
Thank you.
thank you so
What a
much for
pleasure. Thank
appearing
you
on
so much.
ECTV Live. I want to thank Mark McGuigan for
Yes.
his wonderful, wonderful work for us, and Anthony George
Anthony
helps
George,
us
right.
out
We're
also.
lucky to have this station.
We're so
yeah.
lucky to have this station in our area. So on behalf of David DeCosmo and Maureen McGuigan, this is Tom Munley saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.